Hello, everybody. I am Devin-Foxy, remastered again. And before I want to mention about this So Go On video, is that I probably want to mention here today that 2 days ago, that something happened, that this is a serious conversation, that I actually want to make a serious discussion for what really was going on for the for the issue exactly that was going on. And also, this, by the way, is seeming to be a bit more different than I could probably ever been expecting, or unimaginable of the unthinkable that I probably want to discuss here. That, when I was going onto the computer in my computer room, that I was going on in there, I checked, I clicked on Steam, and something wasn't adding up, and something wasn't good. And also, I looked on my phone earlier, and something says that Steam is down. Which, by the way, this isn't a good sign. This is a bad news alert. So if anyone else has ever got this scenario, or has gotten entirely the entire thing was going on with Steam, then I hope you guys do understand. Hopefully that you pretty much would have gotten it by now. And also, the whole Steam thing was down, and I'm like, what? Like, this really had to be fake, right? And I looked up on Google, and it said something was a cyber attack, and I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? A fucking cyber attack? Are you serious? Like, I cannot believe I had to look on a YouTube video that actually was happening. And also, of course, I did look on one YouTuber's channel, by the way, was talking about Val exactly, or pretty much the one who runs Steam, like the owner who runs Steam exactly, was pretty much was really going on with the whole cyber attack that was going on something. But remember, this is just a different discussion that normally I've never even said anything about this whole thing going on out there. Which, by the way, this is serious. Like, this is actually the serious thing we've ever probably would have expected on Steam. And I'm like, holy shit. Is this actually for the real thing? Is this actually real? And I thought it was actually not even a real thing happening with that cyber attack. But I guess the cyber attack is really happening, I guess. So I really am surprised. I really am saying is no shit, Sherlock. Like, no fucking shit. So, all I'm going to say here exactly for what was really going on, by the way, is that I actually have to say I did feel bad for what was going on exactly. And I'm like, yeah, I really am not surprised for what was happening for this, but come on. Like, how did anybody ever figured how there was a cyber attack going on? Which, I mean, most of anybody else probably was continuing to do their games on Steam for the whole time. And I was like, wait a second. Like, whenever I got back on Steam, whenever I got back over here, I was like, okay, I gotta really check on Steam to see if it's doing alright and stuff. And so far, when I clicked on Steam, something actually showed on my screen. It said something was offline or something. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck was that? Like, usually, I don't know if it actually affected mine on Steam because, bro, I play games on Steam, man. Like, that's not even funny. Like, I literally play Steam games however I feel like playing them. Like, of course, we gotta go on with the whole BS cyber attack bullshit. Like, of course, this has to go on for now. Like, couldn't there just be anything else lesser than this? Like, I don't get what the hell does this have to do with any of this, but what the hell? Like, I mean, for me, by the way, I was actually gonna play pretty much Gmod at this point. I was gonna consider playing Gmod just myself to play on Gmod. And then yet again, whenever I was looking on something that showed on the screen of my computer, which I actually wasn't joking, which I could definitely just show you what it would look like. But for whatever was really happening, bro, that is bullshit. Like, it's actually bullshit. For the fact I don't get why, who even came up with the cyber attack to begin with, which I'm not saying to assume if anybody would have done it. I'm just saying, I don't know who the hell actually came up with the cyber attack shit that actually went off after Steam. That was it. Like, I don't know how, like, their staffers are gonna like fix the whole issue, because I mean, for me, I can't even be able to get on Steam, and I'm like, what the hell, man? Like, how did it actually affect any of that? Like, I don't even get why. And also, here's another bonus fact for some people that probably would have known too, by the way, that my internet was also freaking out because of the cord that was undone. And I'm like, what? That's just how I figured out, like, yesterday on Wednesdays, I figured that out. And I'm like, oh, you are gotta be for real. Like, bro, I think it should have not lasted this long for however, like, my internet went off for some reason. And I decided, was like, okay, well, I guess there might have to be a backup coming out here and fix this whole problem until there's gonna be a new cord being fixed, which I do kind of seem to feel a little bit mad and do kind of seem a little bit pissed a little bit just because of that. Because I mean, seriously, I don't know if I might have to check on anything else, if anything else was set or anything. Because I mean, there's a reason why I've always have like a few bit of different problems with the fact about whenever there's like a cyber attack that really went off on my Steam, and I'm like, bro, I was going to make a fucking video. Like, dude, I was going to make the Steam announcement thing I was going to mention out. But what does this go out to? The cyber attack. Of course it does. Like, I was going to instantly make a video currently when I was going to make, like, the me being less online on Steam. Like, bro, what the hell is this going on about? And also, here's one thing, by the way, that I actually want to say, too. Which I know it's not going to seem pretty, and I know it's not going to be that funny, which seriously, I have never been that laughing for the entire thing. I was just being so pissed. So here's what I gotta say. It's like, what happened to the fucking world? Like, what the fuck happened? Like, seriously. Like, is this the world we're all going down onto? Like, has the world gone effing mad? How in the flying shitballs does this really have to come down to? Like, it's just so weak, so sad, completely a word salad I'd ever heard in my life. Really? A fucking cyber attack? Literally attacking on Steam? Dude. I mean, dude. Like, come on, man. I just wanted to be on Steam for a little bit so I can just check if anything else was alright on it. Like, oh my lord, I just cannot believe it. Which, I mean, at this point, all I can say for is right now that, well, for right now, exactly all I can say on my few bit of words of my only situation here, exactly I can explain about here exactly, is that whatever is really going to go happening on Steam, I really hope that their staffers are going to kind of like fix everything else for what was going on. Because I mean, thanks to the cyber attack that really instantly just like, really like completely just like offline the entire on Steam, which I don't get what the hell was that about. But I can't believe I literally looked on a YouTube video and finally figured it out. And I was literally looking on it. And it was also, of course, it was the Valve situation that, yeah, I mean, for me, I'm surprised that I actually wanted to be looking on some stuff on Steam for a bit. So that way I can just check to see if they're all right. That's what I was going to do that until something actually went going like that. It just go like, literally just freaking bam the whole thing and just boop. Like, I just can't seriously freaking believe it. Like, sorry if I just might get a little mad at some point, but I just might sound to be a bit mad because thanks to the cyber attack that really instantly destroyed, however, that everyone else were on Steam. Like, I don't know if there's like two pathways for pretty much for anybody can tell me in the comments to see is like, oh, if anybody's ever like not been affected to the cyber attack or has affected to the cyber attack issue. But here's what I can say for the first one is that, if anybody can tell me in the comments if anybody has not actually been affected by the cyber attack shutdown on Steam, that Steam was down, then tell me that in the comments, by the way, if you didn't feel affected to the cyber attack, for the cyber attack not to even hit the Steam assets and everything else, of course. So if anybody actually does want to tell me that in the comments, that would be absolutely appreciated. And then the second thing I also want to point out too is that if anybody has been affected to the cyber attack on Steam that pretty much couldn't access the whole thing, then let me know down in the comments below, so let you guys know what you feel and how you feel about pretty much the whole stupidity that was going on for the cyber attack. Which, by the way, some things aren't supposed to be funny, which, like I said, it's actually a serious thing, which I'm like, come on. Like, when did the world ever again gone freaking AWOL and mad at the same time? Which I guess it still exists for complete zero absolute reasons. Which for me, I probably would have been still happier if I was on Steam before I was going to do something. Which, unfortunately, I guess I have to save it some other time. That's just brilliant. Like, whenever my Steam actually comes back fully online, I am hopefully to say it's gonna work. But if it isn't gonna work, then I think I'm gonna call it bullshit, because I actually am gonna consider calling it bullshit. So there you go. And just to pretty much likely give a little reminder that hopefully that the internet, by the way, that's like dealing with outside of the cord, I think. The cord hopefully will get a new one, which I hope that there might be a new one to be fixed, so that way my internet will still be fixed. So hopefully, once again, I'll have to say, hopefully Starlink, that I probably would be using by any chance whenever I'm just like being on Steam directly, hopefully it will be fixed. And yeah, like I said, everybody, if anybody actually just wants to kind of be aware of the cyber issue bullshit attack, then just go ahead and look on Google and figure out some results and figure out what's going on with all of that, and just, take a look at all of that for what was going on. So, for anybody else that could probably have a bit of understanding for what was the cyber attack going on for, well, I don't know why. I think it was about 2 nights ago on Tuesday, until when I was on yesterday on Wednesday. Of course, my TV wasn't even accessing the internet as well, which is also bullshit to begin with. And plus, what was even better for me to watch was just pretty much watch on my DVR player, or should I say the DVD player. So that's pretty much what was happening towards yesterday and then 2 nights ago. So if anyone else, by the way, is aware of the cyber attack, then again, I think you probably might look on this research and might have to figure out what the result is, because it's no joke. It really isn't a joke. It's just so stupid, and yet again, pretty stupid to begin with. And also, for anybody else who was playing on other Steam games until the entire thing was happening, then just to let you know, please tell me instantly in the comments to probably tell me what was also happening for that too. So that way, you guys can pretty much let me know. And without that being said, I will probably have to say I feel sorry for the people who feel affected from the cyber attack issue, which I hope for some people could probably access the games on Steam again, which hopefully it's going to be resolved, and I hope it's going to be fixed. And for much more, I hopefully hope the staffers from Valve are going to probably clean this entire issue and just fix everything else for what was happening, and then maybe just get everything completely fixed by the meantime until it's accessed again. But for me, by the way, I think for mine, for example, I think it was just both ways happening. Was pretty much the internet that went completely freaking off, which was so stupid that I don't know why it went off, because I mean, it was an old cord. I think it was an old cord or something. It went old, and I think it just went off for a long time for it to be off. And I was like, wait, are you telling me it actually went off for real? How did I not even pretty much like we noticed it until that was happening. Like I had to literally have to freaking find out for more of those issues, and I looked at all of that, and I actually just figured out of all of it. So yeah, bullshit times. I guess we're probably all living in for some reason from like the so-called cyber attack. And for me, by the way, I have to say, in my experience, for however I not experienced what a cyber attack was, well, to my first knowledge of the cyber attack, I've never heard of any of that was going on, but I guess there was probably something I never heard of. But until the Steam situation that was going on with that cyber attack, I think this was probably my first one to say that, at least. They'll probably say something like this, but yeah, I hope that the employees of Steam and I hope the CEO of Steam is going to fix the entire issue and actually will fix everything else, that hopefully the assets thing will work again on my Steam exactly, because yeah, I don't know what the hell was going on. And for those, by the way, I probably want to explain is that, well, I have not figured out who actually did the cyber attack issue, but I don't know who really did, which I think, to be saying in all honesty, is that hopefully that everything else gets rebooted, and I hope everything else just gets fixed again of this issue, so that way that Steam could encounter the cyber attack and instantly protect itself. Which I think the only thing I could probably say is that I think Steam needs to like automatically protect themselves until the next cyber attack happens again, which I don't know if any cyber attacks can really affect Steam again for twice in a row, or maybe 3 times in a row, which I'm not very so-called to understand how that will happen, some near what could happen for that. But for my answer, and my only answer alone, is hopefully that Steam could just make the choice and decide, was like, I think we have to do is like maybe protect ourselves, and maybe if the cyber attack doesn't affect us. Like, I think that could probably work in some issues, but hopefully it will probably be something like that, and I'm not sure how it's going to play it, but we're going to see either which way it's going to play it out. But I hope to say this again, is I think Steam needs to probably like think of a different idea and start thinking of a way of like defending themselves of like the whole cyber attack. Which, like I said, the cyber attack is no joke to do, which I think the cyber security thing is just an issue to kind of begin with. It's like a big issue. Like, it's very big. Like, pretty much. So, anyways, all I want to say for right now is I hope you guys do, in fact, enjoy this video. And yes, I am Devin-Foxy remastered again. And hopefully, and I mean sincerely, hopefully that the Steam problem will be resolved again, and I hope it will be fixed for the better of the good. So I hope it will be fixed. So yeah, I actually have to say I do feel bad for however Steam's like feeling about what was going on for like 2 days ago on Tuesday, which I think the cyber attack actually started during like last Tuesday, that started with this problem. And then of course my internet had to go freaking off for some stupidity reason for doing so, which, like I said, I usually sometimes whenever I have to check on things, then I have to check on things. But I guess the moral of the story is that I'm gonna probably like play non-Steam games, because I mean non-Steam games would work, because I'm not sure it could work, but I think I'm just saying, I'm trying to like guess a little bit and just make a guess. But for my answer alone, all I want to say this question is that, yeah, it sucks, man. And also, whenever I get a new cord, exactly for like a new cord that's going to be like hooked up back again on Starlink again, then hopefully it'll be fixed at this point. And of course, like I said, I'm actually using a second backup, which is the Mini. So hopefully for those, I actually want to say that, well, for some answers, I really say again, hopefully things just come back and actually be fixed again. So for those who probably do or don't know, then hopefully it'll be fixed again. And of course, the Mini, by the way, is a little bit more of a backup idea, just in case if it just like goes out completely for the main first, that is like the Starlink stuff. Which, by the way, temporary, I just don't say anything else about like, oh, about like my internet. which sometimes I just don't want to like bring that up at much because it's going to kind of get that completely annoying, and some unknown identity person that would go out and say like, oh, we're going to go ahead and start hacking. Like, bruh, shut the fuck up. Like, shut the actual fuck up. Seriously. Like, I'm not saying it to you guys. I'm only going to just say it for like, if one unknown identity person would just go on to be a hacker and just be a complete dickhead and be a complete shithead for the begin with, like, for whoever does that, please do me a favor and bow down to your knee, and pretty much bow down to both knees actually, and start saying the word shut the fuck up and start going away. Like, seriously, it's not a joke. Which, I mean, the hackers can say it's a joke, but to my answer to that knowledge, I take my life for that seriously, and I don't say again otherwise to say is be quiet or get out of here. Because, yeah, I mean, whenever I sometimes say there could be a nice joke or be a haha joke, then that's when I can take that very funny joke and I can take that non-seriously. But when it's serious with me, that's when I say it's time to be serious and it's not going to be a funny joke. So let's just say hopefully that Steam and their staffers slash employees could fix the situation on Steam and fix everything else with the whole issue. But for any of those, by the way, who does or doesn't know what was going on back there, then hopefully it'll be fixed again. And I hope to say it the last, I hope it will be fixed. And yeah, so with that being said, everybody, I hope you guys have a great, amazing day. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And hopefully, once again, that I actually will extend pretty much likely my Steam update about when I'll be less online again. But until the cyber attack began, I was actually about to say something, but nope, the cyber attack had to be up first, which is also bullshit. So, anyway, for those who do or don't know what I'm talking about, I'm referring to the cyber bullshit attack that I'm referring to, nothing else. But anyway, with all that being said, everybody, I hope you guys have a great day. And for those who probably want to answer me in the comments by saying like, oh, if you've been like affected to the cyber attack or have not been affected to the cyber attack, then just let me know in the comments. By the way, that would be even easier to tell me what was happening. Which, if anybody actually wants to explain the side of the story of what was going on with the cyber attack, then that probably would help too. And yeah, I probably will answer a little responsively, a little bit, like answer a little bit. Because I mean, for me, I might be busy or I'm not being so much busy. So if you guys again want to reply to the comments, then that would be absolutely again appreciated. So thank you. Anyway, without that being said, I'm going to sign off and I'm going to get going and definitely will get on out of here and pretty much likely get back to my PS4 at this point. And yeah, and also just want to let you guys also know, by the way, that here's what I also want to say first, is that whenever I was on my PS4, by the way, I actually have to say it still works with me having like offline, which actually still works. But when I was going on YouTube, it was internet. Like, come on, man. I thought it was going to be offline, but nope. I guess it's the same thing when I was on my laptop when I watch YouTube videos. That is terrific. Which I never expected it, but I guess, like, why the heck not, I guess. So, yikes. But anyways, with that being said, this is just a little bit of a different life lesson to probably talk about this video. And sorry if I have to briefly just talk about what was going on with the cyber attack, because I never even talked about one cyber attack that I've never even heard of. But now until then, it happened on Tuesday, like last Tuesday for 2 nights ago. Then yeah, I guess I should say that's kind of unbelievable. So with that being said, I'm going to get going. I'm going to definitely sign off here and there. And with that being said, this is just my message to everyone. For whoever has like been affected to the cyber attack, then please let me know in the comments so that way I can talk with you and just have a conversation. That's it. So that's pretty much it. And for those who are not affected to the cyber attack on Steam, then you can do whatever you want on Steam for whatever. So there you go. And yeah, so with that being said, I'll extend my Steam update by the way of my explanation exactly, which I'll actually have to update it by the way. So yeah, thanks cyber attack, or should I say, thanks, cybersecurity. Thanks for that. Really, thanks very much. Literally, thank you. Really could have not appreciate that anymore from much from Michael for this. So thank you. Anyway, that being said, and also yes, I was being ironic, so don't misdirect if it was something I've been like likely to say something a little bit ironic, but I guess whatever though. So anyway, it's time I sign off and it's time I get going, and hopefully that we'll see what happens by their staffers from Steam/Val. I hope that Val will get like their like employees and get their staffers to fix this problem shortly. At the meantime, but for me, by the way, I think I was kind of affected with the cyber attack. I think, which I don't know if it could or wouldn't, but I guess I have to make a guess that I think it was that scenario. Which, by the way, hopefully that I won't have to use the meanie anymore of like, just like use like the Wi-Fi at this point, which just sucks. But for me, I guess I probably can't use Starlink at this point, which for me, it just stinks. So what can I say, man? It just absolutely freaking sucks with a capital S, which really does. So with that being said, I'm going to get going, and I'm totally am signing off from here and there. So remember the 4 things you guys got to do before I even get going here today is that remember, like always, is like and comment and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified. And oh, by the way, for this, I am going to stand up and show you guys what it looks like whenever I click on Steam. So give me a minute. Alright, so here's what this says and here's what this looks like. So when I was clicking on Steam, it said was a fatal error. It said a fatal error. So it says Steam needs to be online to update. Please confirm your network connection and try again. So yeah, that's pretty much what the issue was going on about. And yeah, so if you guys again do in fact enjoy this video, then I hope you guys enjoyed it too. And I know it does suck, which I actually will agree, by the way. And if you guys definitely in fact understand what I was showing you guys on my computer, by the way, just for a bonus to show you guys what happened, that yeah, something kind of happened with my Steam anyway, that it's still alright, but it just can't let me asset in there. So I guess that's the problem, what was happening. And yeah, so for those who probably did or didn't know what was happening, then that's probably what I can say. And yeah, it does suck, unfortunately. So there you go. Anyways, with that being said, I'm going to definitely get going, and I will sign off from here and there and right now. So anyways, I'll see you guys next time. I'll catch you guys for the next video. And like that to being said, that this, by the way, is my first time. I've never mentioned about a cyber attack before, but I guess this is my first time now about the cyber attack. So I guess that's what that was going on about. And then, of course, yeah, there's probably like a don't know option between if I was like affected of the cyber attack or not, but I guess it's just a pretty much in the middle stuff. I think it's just around in the middle. And then, yeah, so that's pretty much what I would have to say exactly for the chance already. And hopefully, by the way, by the end of the time, and hopefully, however this scenario will be fixed, then I hope it will be fixed shortly. And also, that's just what I want to say. And clearly, hopefully, that things will work out, and hopefully Steam and whatever's going on out there, I hope that will be fixed, and hopefully we'll get things fixed at the meantime, and we'll get things completely fixed and other stuff, and etc more. So anyway, I'm Devin-Foxy Remastered again, and hope you guys do understand that I might have to extend the Steam update, that I might have to like mention it another time, that I might have to extend it. Which I know it's going to suck, and I completely understand it's going to suck, but trust me, it was the cyber attack's fault, not mine. Because, I mean, it was literally the cyber attack anyways that started that. So, anyways, Anyway, with that being said, I will see you next time. And for myself, I'm definitely just going to like resume continuing to play my PS4. And yeah, I guess I should say the only options I have to do left now is just pray to God and see what happens until everything else of the internet fixes itself. Then hopefully it'll actually just remotely be fixed again and finally get back to what the hell I was finally getting back onto. So hopefully you guys understand this message and hope you guys understand what was going on about this. And for anybody else to spread the word, then please again spread the word and just start mentioning what was going on about what happened with this cyber attack on Steam like 2 days ago that happened. So yeah, I think that's for anybody's message out there to probably just kind of understand what happened. And I think to anybody else that should probably mention this anyway. But if you don't have to, I'm not saying you don't have to. That's fine. Which I could agree with somebody and I could agree actually for once, just for a bit. Now, anyways, that being said, it's time I get going and it's time I sign off here and there. And I'll definitely see you guys, in fact, absolutely, in the next video. And also, just in case that I actually want to like show you where like how the pretty much like with the Starlink is doing over there. Yeah, I think that's just what it looks like over there. But you know, that's all I want to say. And give me a second while I like pause this. So give me a minute. All right, so by any chance, this is definitely the Starlink outside, by the way. For those who do or don't know, that it's pretty much likely, well, you know, it's the Starlink, by the way, which, by the way, I'm just showing you what it looks like. You don't have to just say it's like, oh, we know where it is now. Well, I'm just showing you guys what I'm telling you guys what actually is over there. Is I usually just get on like the internet and stuff and just be on Steam, usually just be on Steam and just, yeah, just do like regular Steam stuff. That's all I have to say. And for those who probably don't know what the Starlink is, then I think again the Starlink is just an internet connection that just kind of connects to pretty much however I just get things like, you know, just to enjoy stuff and whatever. So there you go. Anyway, so again, one last time, I'm definitely going to get going and definitely sign off. And I think I'm just going to head back to the TV room like usual. And anyways, so that being said, everybody, I hope you guys have a great, amazing day. And hope you guys have a great time. So yeah, but anyways, that being said, I'll definitely see you guys, in fact, absolutely in the next video. So take care, everyone. Have a great, amazing day. And I'll see you guys, in fact, in the next time. And absolutely in the next video. And don't forget, by the way, that I do have 2 more requests, by the way, 2 more requests to kind of get with the YouTube Shorts finished. And then that's when I can make a different version, by the way, to have the woman version, the girl versions in there. You know, just for example, to have like female fighters in the game. That's probably what I would do next. I think it's going to be on for the Xbox and the PS4. But just want you guys know that there's going to be something to switch a little bit, just to switch something different. So that's pretty much the point of the news that I actually want to say. That, you know, I think it's just probably going to be it for a little bit and then switch something else. And yeah, and I actually do again apologize for the people who are affected to the cyber attack issue that was going on Steam like 2 days ago or maybe 2 nights ago or something like that. But, you know, like I said, I wasn't there until something actually happened before I even got back from the gym by any chance, which, yeah, I think it just sucks. And, oh yes, by the way, I was going to make another video as well by actually mentioning about was like, you know, with like my boxing gloves that I was also about to mention, which, yeah, I know I got like loads of shitty schedules I have to be making on every video that, yeah, I know. I got a lot of shit to make, and I got a lot of shit to do to do more stuff to make more videos, which I understand that, and pretty much. And of course, I'm gonna get new boxing gloves, but just want to let you guys know this is going to be the before version and then the after version that you guys might be seeing. Which either A, I'm gonna have to screenshot it, or I might just have to show it to you guys. But I think that's probably the next point of that problem. So yeah, that's just another issue I have to be dealing with next, which sucks. So, Anyways, hope you guys have a great day and hope you guys have a great night. And this time for real, I'm going to get off right now and definitely like pretty much just like exploit the video and have it on with today and have it over with right now. So with that being said, everyone, hope you guys have a great time and yeah, hopefully so. And with that being said, I'll see you guys for the next video. So peace out, goodbye, have a great, amazing day, and I hope you guys have a great time. And without further ado, I'll see you guys absolutely for the next video. So peace out, sign out, and we'll absolutely see you guys again for the next video. Bye-bye, everyone. See you later. Goodbye, and have a great time. So peace out and goodbye. So sign off, everyone. Goodbye and peace out. Later and out.